Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 179. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching or listening to the show. I got John with me here over Discord. Zach should pop in eventually. John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Money in the Bank ladder match just kicked off.
Yeah, so full transparency. That's why we're doing the show over Discord. This man hit me up. So, hey, small issue. Money in the Bank starts at 6. And I'm just like, all right, man. I don't care to do a Discord show. I don't care to take a break. I mean, what do you want to do?
Yeah. You were like, you want to take a break? I'm like, I had the thought. I was like, we could take a break, but this is an episode where I've actually got stuff to talk about.
So you want to take advantage of it, yeah. I mean, if we would have taken a break, I would have just watched the show and recorded some videos. So it is what it is. I am going to record a video here soon. I want to go of top 10 like weirdest video game controllers. Not the weirdest. I don't want to go that far. I don't want to make it a definitive list, but just 10 weird controllers. I went down a rabbit hole today. Let me tell you, I found some weird shit. Like some that are on like the kind of like the weird spectrum of like, all right, that's really odd or unique or interesting. And then some that are just like, they're so weird they've been like scrubbed from the internet where I can only find like a single video and a single photo that this thing even existed. I mean, I found some weird shit, so I'm looking forward to that. Gonna make that sometime here in the near future. Saw Zach just popped on Discord, so he may be popping into the show here in just a moment. But yeah, for today's episode, we do have Zenless Zone Zero that dropped this week. John's been playing it a little bit. Zach's been playing it a little bit. John also checked out First Descendant, which is a new free-to-play looter shooter, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I saw some ads for it, so I want to make sure I was remembering it right.
Yeah. We'll say I prefer to, like, when we jump into it, prefer to start there.
Yeah.
With First Descendant.
All right, we can do that. I got some interesting stuff in the weekly wrap-up that I definitely wanted to get John's opinion on involving the original God of War creator. Did you see that, John?
Yeah.
The interesting thing, we'll get to that when we get to it. I thought it was pretty fascinating. Some fascinating comments from the OG creator, David Jaffe. That's his name, right? Jaffe or Jaffe? What is it?
I'm not certain.
Okay, we'll call him Jaffe. I think that works for him. But anyway, make sure to also check out the Discord. You can join down below and come chat with us. And we'll also make sure to shout out Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. sometime throughout the show. But yeah, we are watching the WWE Money in the Bank ladder match right now. It's the men's match kicking things off. So
I was half convinced there for a second it was going to be over in 2 minutes.
Man, wouldn't have that been a plot twist? Wouldn't have that been a freaking plot twist, man? Man, I'm looking forward to a terrible wrestling show kicking off. I will say, like, we're gonna really get that on the ball, man. I think this is the perfect time to get into wrestling content creation because, like, if no one has seen the WrestleMania 40 behind the curtain, the fact that WWE is like very aware and putting forth like wrestling content creators on like an official WWE documentary. I mean, look, man, I'm telling you, now is the time. If you want to get into WWE content, like content creation of any capacity, now's the time, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. We're in a perfect age of wrestling to do it. So, terrible wrestling show. It's coming. It's coming very, very soon. So, well, anyway, John, how about you kick us off then? The First Descendant, like I said, free-to-play looter shooter that just dropped. Reviews look pretty solid. Some of the ads that I've seen and some gameplay I've seen looks like a pretty solid game. I'm seeing some positive conversation about it, but what's your positive conversation about it?
So, when the showcase for this game first came out, we saw the first trailer for it. All that really went through my head was this looks kind of like Warframe, except without a lot of the crazy movement abilities and stuff that you normally see in a Warframe trailer.
Right.
I haven't really played Warframe. I never got into it, but me and a buddy have been playing it. We actually started playing it last night.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Zach.
Hey, Zach. Welcome to the show.
But like from what I've heard from my buddy the entire time we've been playing it, if you like Warframe, you should like the First Descendant.
Okay.
And even me, like even me, like never really playing Warframe. First Descendant, so far, it is a absolute blast so far.
Mm-hmm.
The only real negative comments I've seen around it was like it's nothing to do with the gameplay necessarily. I saw people complaining about the shop. Like it's a Nexon game. It has a pretty hefty microtransaction
Figured.
like in it, but uh like when you actually start playing the game, you get to pick between one of three descendants, which are basically just like your character classes, like your agents that you would play.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's it's like there's one who's more of like more tanky defensive abilities. There's one who focuses on like ice abilities and damage, and one guy who focuses on like grenades and stuff like that. Uh,
You go
if you
grenades?
yeah, well yeah, I mean you know how in all of these games there's they give you the choice, but there's always the one where they're like, this is the cookie cutter character that
Yeah.
anybody would be happy playing with.
Yep.
That's basically this guy.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Uh, but yeah, we've been playing it and actually looked into like the Descendant prices if you wanted to just like if you didn't want to take the time to grind it out and get the materials, and if you wanted to just buy some of the Descendants. They have some for characters that, excuse me, I forget what they call it. It's like the ultra version of the character. Uh, those ones, very expensive.
I assume because if it's like warm frame, I'm assuming that'd be similar to like the prime frames.
Yeah, that's the same way that my buddy said it. He said he was like, these must be like the primes. All of the other characters that I looked at the shop for, they all cost like 300 of the premium currency, which if I think it was if you spent $20 or something, it was $10 or $20, you could buy 3 characters if you wanted to.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Which not terrible, but also in like the I don't know, under 15 hours that I've played so far, I've unlocked one character and I'm halfway to unlocking another character.
That's not terrible.
It's kind of just as you progress through the game, like as you progress through it, you unlock missions and some of the dungeons and stuff, which give you a chance to drop some of the materials to be able to make the characters or like build up the characters and
Gotcha.
research them. So it's not too bad. Gameplay wise, third person action shooter, it's pretty fun. Plus any game that for movement they give you a grappling hook that you can grapple to anything, pretty much, gets a plus.
Oh, that's nice.
Cause it's like it's kind of the movement option for verticality, being able to just swing around. You get 2 charges to it, but they recharge pretty fast. But yeah, we've been playing through it. It's just been a blast so far.
I've looked at it because I mean I've caught wind of it since it came out and it seemed interesting aesthetic wise that I might be interested in. I just wasn't sure. It said looter shooter, but with all the different like ascendants, I almost thought it was gotcha slightly.
It's not gotcha. Like the looter shooter aspect of it is holy hell does it drop a lot of stuff. Like
Okay.
there's weapons, there's like armor attachments, there's like reactor cores. There's I think like aside from just weapons, there's four other uh four other like item slots that you can get drops for, and my god, do you get a bunch of them. So it's like, especially early on, you're cycling through weapons constantly, cycling through weapons and gear, kind of just whatever you feel like using, or like whichever ones you prefer using, kind of.
So
Uh,
you can freely change weapons. So the point of the specific ascendant is skill based, I guess.
yeah, yeah, the descendants are the skills they have and kind of the role they would fill throughout dungeons and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because there are Descendants that are more like defensive focused. There's a couple like very supportive
Mm-hmm.
Descendants, and then a lot of offensive focused ones.
I bet.
But there's some pretty good flavor between them. Like I've seen just looking through the list of them. There's an ice focused one, fire, lightning, water. So it's like they have them, and like poison based. And then some of it's like there's a lot of the gameplay style between them, if you play around their abilities and stuff, is fairly unique between them for the most part.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like you get to equip 3 weapons at a time. It's like they have, I think there's 4 different levels of ammunition in the game, which is basically just, is it a common ammo type or is it a power weapon type, and kind of in between, like medium and special and stuff like that.
Okay.
Bunch of different elemental focuses that you can, elemental damages and stuff that you can roll on it.
Love elements.
Which has made it pretty fun. For each weapon, or for each weapon type that you get, you customize your weapon because you get a bunch of like, they call them modules. It's basically just like their version of weapon attachments, where you can give it extra lightning damage, reduce the recoil, things like that. And each weapon type has like a number of points that you can spend towards it, and all of the modules have different like values that they add towards that.
Okay.
But aside from just like running around through the zones and that, we've done what they call Colossus battles, which is basically four people in a giant arena with a big old boss, and then it's just a big boss fight. So far, each one that we've done has had pretty unique mechanics to it that are fairly simple to understand, but also like the last one we did, probably one of the most fun boss fights I've had in a game like a multiplayer game like this in a while. But yeah, First Descendant so far, absolutely loving it. Looking forward to hopping back onto it in a little bit.
As soon as the show's over, he's getting back on.
In which it just like full release last week, right? So it's still fairly new, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it seems like, because I didn't play in any betas or anything, but when I hopped in, it was like I was getting the beta rewards. So then maybe they just, if
Well, that's nice.
enough, yeah. So it's like maybe if enough people played in the beta or something, all the rewards came out.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just giving to everyone who plays within the first month or something.
Yeah, but it's I would say it's a game that, like, if you saw it and you weren't 100% sure, or if you've seen mixed reviews on it on Steam or something, I would say give it a shot. It's
It's
so
free to
far,
play.
Yeah, it's free to play, so why not?
There's nothing stopping you from giving it a shot or anything. And like I said, so far it's been an absolute blast.
And if you're a Warframe fan, you really don't have an excuse. Give it a shot. Because you will enjoy it, apparently.
Yeah, it seemed, for what I understand, a lot of the same like upgrade mechanics and stuff. Like there's to to get new descendants and stuff, you have to get the materials to be able to unlock the character, and then you have to research them. I don't know how long it takes to research a character right now. I've only researched a weapon so far.
Yeah.
And that took 4 hours.
What rarity was it?
It was, I think they call it unique.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like a legendary from like Destiny 2 or something.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe not a legendary, whatever they call their
Exotic.
Exotic,
exotics,
yeah.
But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to playing it a little bit later on tonight.
Right on. Yeah, I was checking out some stuff on it because but conversations around it has been really positive. So now you further sold it that it's just a really positive experience right now. So that's good. All right, well, let's shout out one of our sponsors, and then you guys can talk about Zenless Zone Zero. Let's do Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. You can check out the hydration line, the chill line, or the energy formula would be the powder or the cans. I will say I recently got a tub of the chill strawberry hibiscus finally. Been drinking that every night. It's a nice way to unwind after a long day. So definitely recommend it. Just use the referral link down below, and you'll be supporting the brand. Thank you so much.
And Rogue is actually currently doing a BOGO right now on tubs. So BOGO 50.
Yeah, the BOGO 50. So again, don't even gotta use our promo code. Just use the referral link. You're helping the brand. That's all that matters. Go use that BOGO 50. Have a great time. Pick up some Rogue. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. I promise. All right, boys. How we feeling about Zenless Zone Zero? You know, I've seen some positive conversation about it. I've seen some conversation, and this is one thing I'll be curious about from John, especially since John hasn't really played Honkai or Genshin. I was trying so hard to stay focused, John.
I know. I had a feeling.
I was trying so hard to stay focused right then. Oh man. Anyway, no, I've seen some conversation from some people who's never played, like really dove into Genshin or Honkai, similar to John, and like they hopped into Zenless, and I saw some general convo where it's like they couldn't really get into it. So they didn't know if that was just a them thing, a Zenless thing, or just not used to, Hoyoverse games or whatever the case was. Jesus Christ.
Can we just take a moment and we'll just take a break and we'll come back in
That
like
was
20 minutes?
I'm sorry. I was not expecting. That was wild.
For context,
I was
Money
about
in the
to
Bank.
get very upset, and then I got very happy.
All right. Anyway, so how you guys?
There we go.
How you guys feeling about Zenless Zone Zero? Zach, I know this is one that you've been really excited for. John, how are you feeling it as a first time, player to the Hoyoverse games? How are we feeling on it?
I was actually really curious about what Zach's experience has been, because, like I said, I haven't played these before. I almost messaged you the other day, Zach, but I was like, I'll let him get a little more time in it and hear what he says then.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It is a different bit of a style compared to Genshin, Third Impact, and Star Rail, just because there is a lot more story right off the bat versus the other three. Because the other three, there's story, but then it throws you right into the main mechanics and stuff like that. This one has a lot of more stop and play, which I see why they did it with how the style of play they've done it, because it's more in zones versus sort of more open that all the other games have been in. Because I know with Genshin, you get in and just sort of drops you and it's like, okay, go that direction. But you can just roam around and do whatever. And versus Star Rail, it drops you in a big old map. It's like, the quest is that way, but there's some offshoots you can go check out if you want to and see what's going to kill you instead. So there is a bit more freedom initially right out versus what I've seen in Zenless, and I've noticed some other people saying that it's a bit of a slow start for a Hoyoverse game. In terms of mechanics and combat flow, I personally enjoy it. I think my big thing with it is just finding characters I'll be wanting to team up together with, because the initial Cutting Hair's crew, I like Ambi and Nicole's style. Not a big fan of Billy.
Yeah, I very kind of quickly dropped Anby and Billy. I've been playing some with Nicole. I definitely get what you're saying though, because I wasn't sure if it was just me with the slow burn beginning of the game.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That's some conversation
I'm in
I've
the
seen
Zenless
too.
Discord and things like that, and just some of the other stuff I've seen is just a lot of people who have played Star Rail and then Genshin are just yeah, this is a bit of a slower upstart.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat of trying to find. I think I've got a team that I actually like playing with right now. It took me a little bit to actually get 3 characters that I really enjoyed playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've played it more than I thought I was going to.
Hey.
I also I was asked what type of game it was earlier today. I had a hard time trying to explain how you play this game. Because it's like three different. It's like three
Yeah,
different
it's
games
got
that you
several
play.
different mechanics in it because it's got the grid system, which is sort of like I would almost call it a classic dungeon explorer, like old first-person dungeon explorer, just from a top-down view. Then you have the actual combat portion, which is more of a not necessarily beat 'em up, but
It
I would almost say Dynasty Warrior.
it's like a ARPG light.
Yeah, that would be probably a better way to say it. Because I mean, besides just the characters and basic attacks and skills, I mean, there is some other mechanics with like the perfect dodges, perfect parries, sort of comboing, whatnot to build up the stun bars and your decimal maximum, so you can use the ultimates. So I mean, there is a bit to it if you really want to maximize your sort of damage output with characters and things like that.
Right.
I am curious, John, how far have you actually gotten into the game so far?
How do I don't know. I've
Have you
played it.
have you finished all the stuff with the cunning hares where you met Nekomata?
Yeah, I'm working on my Hollow Zone reputation.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I've completed because at the beginning there's the Hollow Zone like entrance exam
Yeah.
that has like 2 stages to it.
Yeah.
I'm past that.
Gotcha.
I don't know how far that is into it. I feel like I played a decent amount.
I mean, it's more or
Uh,
less the prologue and first chapter, so I mean, it's a I would still consider it probably an early game because I'm right there about to do the test because I've only had a chance to play a couple hours a day, so I've
okay.
been
Yeah, because I've been. That's kind of how I've been. I played it for a little bit the night it came out, and then I've played it a little bit, or I've played it really like 2 or 3 hours every day. Uh, like I'll play it for a couple hours in the morning, go about do some other stuff, and I've come back and I'll play it again. It's kind of how I've been going about it.
see. I think I lucked out. I found a team that I do like, and I've been farming with. I got a full electric team. I ended up with Nina, Anby, and Anton.
Who's
Nina
neat.
is the S rank Victorian woman.
Motherfucker.
I assume you wanted her.
I don't have an S rank. I don't think.
Have you not drawn 50 yet? Because you get it guaranteed at 50 draws.
Who's the? Do I have? Oh no, I have Nekomata.
Oh, okay.
I got Nekomata like I got Nekomata like around the time that I encountered her in the story.
That's nice.
Uh, no, I've been running with Nekomata, Anton, and Nicole.
See, I do actually like Nekomata's play style, but besides
Fast,
that,
she's fast as fuck.
yeah, she is. Um, besides that, I'll also intersperse a bigger bin in there. I don't know why. I really like the Bellabog Industries character designs, so I really want to play a lot of Bellabog characters. So I do want Grace and Coletta at some point.
I've got a list pulled up. I got a Coletta.
Yeah,
Dude, I did one of the
the trial things.
like the trial things. Got to play as him. Dude,
She's fun.
dude.
Coletta is fun.
That was so much fun. Uh, yeah, some of these I can't because I've been doing like or I've got part 2 of the Soldier 11 story to do,
Okay.
and I can't tell if I like that character.
Um,
I think I enjoy it, but I'm not. It's not like when I played Nekomata and I was like, okay, yeah, that's just fun. Uh,
I'm sort of on the fence with Soldier 11. I mean, when I did her trial thing, I enjoyed how her combat flowed. But I haven't actually met her in game yet, so I don't know. I mean, the one I really want right now that I'm building up polychromes for is to roll for Ellen, because Ellen's really fun. If you've done her trial, if you like Nekomata, you'll probably like how Ellen plays.
is Oh yeah, I did her trial. She was pretty fun.
Because literally her entire kit's just a route literally being a shark and just sprinting around the map and attacking people.
Yeah, I enjoyed her trial. I haven't seen or anything about Grace, but just based off her character art and that, I kind of wanted to play her.
She's actually pretty good too. But I mean, overall, I'm having fun with it. I am curious what more content they're going to be because there is several things that you unlock as you get through the 4 chapters of sort of like side stuff that you can be done on like a daily that I haven't gotten to yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Have you unlocked any of that stuff yet, John? Like the defense
Uh,
thing or anything
I
besides Sixth Street stuff?
I think I think I'm at the point of unlocking it. I think the last time I played, I haven't played it today. I've been playing First Descendant today, but yesterday when I was playing, I think I was introduced to the defense.
Okay.
Because I was in I don't know I got kind of stuck in the middle of like some of the character story where you can't once you start doing it you can't do any side stuff or anything.
Gotcha.
So I was down that rabbit hole for the last time I played.
Yeah, because that's another thing. Like, you can get a trust level with each of your characters you own, but you can't actually start it till you've actually met them in the main storyline, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's tons of stuff going on in Zenless besides like the main fighting in the hollows. They've added so much stuff. Like, there's the whole entire Sixth Street. You can go to a noodle shop and get a nice little Monster Hunter esque cook scene to make you a meal. Go get you some coffee.
Love that.
Go to the VR center. Go beat up some virtual enemies for materials. Go to the arcade. Just help Officer Mew Mew with whatever the crap he's been left with.
I've got most of his stuff done right now,
Well,
or at least on first page.
on 6th Street. Okay.
Yeah, on Sixth Street first page, I've got almost all of it done.
So I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff to mess around with that they've added in besides just the main hollow exploration. Then they actually got this 2 different sides of it. One's exploration where you actually have the grid plus fighting, and then you have just combat ones as well, commissions where you just go and fight. And then there's the whole leveling system for all the characters. You can have fun with that in Hoyo first game per usual. You got character levels, people's equipment levels, skill levels, their core ability level, and then leveling up the disc that you attach to the weapons.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah.
I was running through that. I was like, that seems like a lot, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that makes sense when you're actually playing it and you go to start actually leveling stuff up.
Yeah. So there's always the eventual grind for materials once you get to that point where you actually need to bother with that. But I mean, overall, I'm having fun with it. I mean, it's the experience I was wanting from the game.
Yeah, it's been. I thought it was gonna be a game where like I tried it, I played it for 2 hours or something, and would immediately stop playing it. It's kind of been the opposite, where I played it and you kind of you get into a groove of playing it, and then when I stop, I'm like, okay, well, I'll pick up from there tomorrow, and just kind of roll back into it, and actually kind of look forward to playing it some.
See, I really feel with Zenless, the biggest thing is just finding a set of characters that you actually enjoy their combat flow, and just once you get that flow and get the actual combat mechanics stuff down, it just feels so good.
That's the thing, is like the characters I was actually getting when I was rolling, like, because they give you a lot of rolls early on.
Yeah, I think overall people once you earn everything free before even putting any money into it, you get like almost 200 something rolls altogether with between both the standard roll and the special.
Yeah, because because I don't know how to say some of these names. There's a
Sound like me.
Shokaku?
yeah.
How did I know it was Shokaku? Shokaku.
Because it's one of the most weird names on this list.
Good call,
Like
Zach.
in all honesty, it's probably the one you look at and you go, that makes sense that he doesn't know how to say that.
Yeah, she's the blue Oni girl with the metal flag thing.
Yeah, I got her. I don't actually like using her. She's not the most fun for me.
I'm on the fence about her. I could find moments where I'd probably find her entertaining with
I
her AOE's.
I bring like if I go into if I'm going through like a run where there's ice resistance or something, I'll bring her just for chains, like chain attacks, or to like bring her into like for some of that. But
I mean, she's got a good passive.
she's not one that I've like when I started like playing her, I went, yeah, this is fun.
That's fair.
It was when we're like it's growing on me a little bit, but not crazy.
That's fair.
I was using Lucy for a little bit.
Oh, you got Lucy. How fun.
Yeah, I
Her
got
and her
Lucy.
3 little pigs.
I was using her for a little bit. She kind of got replaced for a little while, but she might be making a comeback.
Yeah, Alex, they have a whole biker gang that all their characters are based around fairy tales.
That's funny.
You got Lucy, who's got the 3 little pigs, and Piper, who's literally the Pied Piper. She drives the truck for the biker gang that carries all their like extra equipment and stuff, and their bar that's in the back of it.
That's funny.
See, that's the only thing that's really pulled me to Zenless is just the character designs, and I've seen a lot of the
Character
Hoyoverse
designs are
fans-
sweet.
Hoyoverse fans saying that they're enjoying how much they're experimenting with character designs in this one, but a lot of people are on the fence because we're getting a lot of younger looking characters.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I think there's a period where I was running like Nekomata, Lucy, and Corrin. And like it loaded up at the beginning of a like I was just playing with them because they were the like new characters I had.
Yeah.
And it loaded up. I was like, I need to change this team up a little bit.
It's like why are they all lollies?
I was like the next round I was like, where's Anton?
I mean, but no, that's sort of been like the interesting thing because like if you look at all the factions, because you got Victoria's Housekeeping, all of them are based off of old classic movie monsters. You got the werewolf, ghost, Frankenstein's monster, and then a shark. Bellabog's just standard, looks like construction workers. I don't know what their theme is other than they're construction workers. Then you got the Sons of Cladon, you got the police force, and there's Kaku's group, which is the Special Investigations of 6th District, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna be curious to see what other factions and stuff like that, as well as if we're actually gonna get characters added to each factions, or if they're just set at where they're gonna be.
Yeah, I will be interested in like characters that they add to the game.
You know,
Just
so
kind of like the character design, like more than anything for some of it is I've been I've been enjoying just like looking at my agents, be like, okay, I know this is the team that I've been running with because it works really well right now.
yeah.
But sometimes I just want to run with the characters because they look kind of cool.
Yeah, that's sort of how I am, because like, I'm looking forward to the Sons of Cladon. I'm assuming it's their leader from like the launch date trailer they put out. She uses a sword and shield, and it looks like she may be missing an arm. So I'm very curious what her whole thing is.
Zach, I got a question for you.
Stop.
So, as someone who's played all of the Hoyoverse games, like where would this one kind of fall for them? Is this like the weakest of the 3? Is this kind of the middle one, or is this got the potential to be the best? Because overall, to my understanding, like I from what I understand, Honkai is like goated. That's kind of the vibe I get. But
Honkai's, well, you talking about Star Rail or Third Impact?
I didn't know there was a difference. I just know Honkai Star Rail, man.
So there's Honkai Third Impact, which a lot of people don't realize is a Hoyoverse game. Which was their first game. I shouldn't say that. That's their first global game that people know about. Genshin, then Honkai Star Rail,
Oh,
now-
okay.
Zenless Zone Zero.
All right, well, let's just say the big three.
Okay. Potential. I think it has potential. As it would stand, Star Rail would still probably be overall, just because Star Rail has consistently good characters,
Great gameplay,
Good.
apparently.
good gameplay, good writing. Stories are always very entertaining. Plus, even in like the events they add and things like that. So, overall, Star Rail would still be overall goated. I would say I like Zenless more than Genshin. But that's more or less just my personal preference.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Genshin's fallen off the last couple years, a little bit, but it's still got a strong community. So I mean, it's got potential. I'd be curious to see where it goes from here. Because I mean, overall, having fun with it. I'm enjoying the story because like the whole like first chapter stuff that happens with the whole. I enjoyed that whole little arc with Negamata, her scheme, what leads to finding out another scheme and preventing it, all leading up to the fight with the Hollow End's Butcher, which was very entertaining. I enjoyed that cutscene whenever the train came in, John. And just
Oh yeah.
the Bang Boost just chilling on top, like, I'm here, guy. I mean, overall the art's good as well. Especially enjoyed the end because when everything goes down and Bellabog just showed up because they're ready to throw hands when they're coming out of that chopper.
Right.
But I would say as it stands, I would put it like in the middle.
Okay. And Star Rail being at the top. I got it.
Yeah.
That's good. I will say I do kind of agree with your sentiment on the Genshin thing. Like, obviously, I don't play it, but just from the vibe that I get in the gaming universe, it's kind of fallen off the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That's
But I
definitely
mean,
the
its
vibe I
community's
get.
still strong.
Yeah,
and
it
still
is.
There, and
It is.
it gets updated fairly regularly. So
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Zenless Zone Zero, free to play. So give it a shot. See if you like it. John hasn't really played the other Hoyoverse games. He gave it a shot, and he's enjoying it. So maybe you should as well.
Yeah. I will say, like, downloading and playing this has almost made me want to go back and give like Star Rail a shot.
I want to play Star Rail personally too.
But it's also one of those where I've been hesitant. I downloaded it, but I haven't started playing it because I've been
Right.
hesitant because it's one of those things where, because I don't know if you guys get this in games like that, I kind of get the feel that sometimes where I'm like, am I joining in too late?
Yeah, I
Oh,
get that vibe with a
right.
lot of different games.
And it's one of those where it's like a lot of times that kind of stops me from even attempting to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna try to let it stop me there. Like I said, I did while I was waiting on Zenless Zone Zero to download. I did go ahead and download Star Rail. I just haven't started it yet.
I mean, I would say with Star Rail, you're never too late with it because they're actually really good about allowing new players catch up and actually do current content. Because I found out there's like with one of the things going on currently, once you reach like a minimum spectrum, it's just like, okay, you can go ahead and lock this early, and we'll just actually boost your people up for the event while it's going on, so you can enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
nice.
And in terms of like actual story for Star Rail, there's actually only 4 areas: a space station and 3 other planets, and they just finished the 3rd planet. And then they're constantly bringing back old limited edition, 5-star limited characters and like secondary banners, because it'll be whatever new limited character plus a secondary banner with an old one. And like, I'm known as the lucky whale, and I mean, I haven't
Yeah,
put a
you
single,
are.
I haven't put a single dollar into Star Rail yet, and I've been getting. They give you so much currency and whatnot through achievements. Actually, just playing the game, just the side stuff that where free to play is very plausible with the game.
John, that game is screaming you then, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, That's one thing I've noticed. Well, or it's like I kind of had a thought about while playing Zenless is like I feel like I haven't played it that long yet, but the amount of stuff they give you, just
Oh yeah, they just
like the amount of currency they give you, the amount of like roles that they give you to just play with, it's incredible.
oh yeah, they just throw it at you, and that's similar to both Star Rail and Genshin. They're just like, hey, you're playing anyways. You're gonna roll eventually.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks for playing. Here's our stuff.
yeah, because it's kind of like well, you're at the early part of the game. Here, do this quest. Okay, go roll 5 times. You might get a character that'll excite you, and then you'll want to keep playing.
Right.
And then they do the whole thing like with Zenless and Star Rail too. They're just like, all right, first 50 10 rolls, it only costs you 8 tickets, and you're guaranteed a top tier character within those rolls.
Yeah, nah, it's like I'm as I've or in the last little bit that I was playing Zenless, uh, I kind of said I'm gonna start saving up my.
Polychromes.
Well, I have some polychrome. I have a decent amount saved up, but I'm gonna save up my like higher tier rolls,
Mm-hmm.
and then just try to do a big session of rolling.
I mean, the thing with which is nice with Hoyoverse games, at least with Star Rail and Zenless, on the limited banners, on characters, it's actually got a nice thing where you're guaranteed the S of for Zenless an S rank character within 90 rolls. The closer to the 90, the higher the chance. But the thing with the limited character, it's initially a 50-50. So when you get that proc, it's either you got a 50-50 chance getting the limited character or just one of the other S tiers. Then if once that 50-50, if you lose it, it's 100% guaranteed the limited character next time.
Right.
So mad,
Nope.
so mad.
Did you lose your 50-50?
Oh, that's
I knew it was gonna happen based off how the match was going here. So I'm on WWE right now.
Okay.
No, I haven't. Uh, sorry, the ending of the match was happening while you were saying that, and
Gotcha.
it did not go the way I wanted.
That's fair.
Uh, no, I don't think I'm at my 100 rolls yet.
Yeah, but that's just strictly with like limited banners. So people will abuse that at times, and because we can usually find out advance what next banner is going to be. So people will try and lose their 50-50 on the one beforehand, so they can guarantee the character they want.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, because it carries over from each banner.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'd say Zenless as a first time Hoyoverse game player, definitely enjoy it. It is a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, uh, and it hasn't been until like that top down kind of dungeon exploration that you were talking about, Zach.
Yeah,
Uh, until like I don't know, one of the last couple missions I did, it almost felt like there was no reason not to just like fuck around and explore the whole thing before you did the objective.
yeah,
Uh, started to hit points where it's like you can't do that necessarily, or if you're gonna
yeah,
try to do that, you have to really think about it before you start moving.
yeah. And I sort of thought about that with some of the other early like commissions. I was like, there's a lot of potential for just making this whole puzzle portion.
Yeah, it definitely becomes more. I don't know if you've encountered it as much. Uh, I've had a couple where I look at it and I'm like, okay, I could do this, but I'm gonna have to sit here for a minute and think about it.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I said, as a first time Hoyoverse game player, Zenless Zone Zero, I would recommend playing. It's free to play. I mean, it is a slow burn, but within the first hour or so, you're gonna see the core gameplay mechanics,
and I
or
mean,
at least like a good portion of the core gameplay mechanics. So you can base off that if you think you would enjoy it.
And you got your choice of platforms because it's on PC, PlayStation, and mobile.
And your account does carry over between them, so if you finish playing on PC and want to play on mobile or like PlayStation or something, you can log out on one, immediately hop over the other, and you're good to go.
No excuses. Free to play. Move
'Cause
across. Have fun.
I've been swapping between my PC and PS5 playing it.
There you go. Give it a shot. Why not? All right, let's shout out our other sponsor, Agent Inc. Use our referral link down below. Pick up one of our hats or one of our jerseys. The Sparky 3 AniMan Plus, ATFS or Gamestetic. ATFS and Gamestetic still need to be updated, but definitely pick up one of the hats, though, or the Sparky 3 AniMan Plus, because those jerseys are incredibly sick. All right, boys. So I had a couple things that we can chat about in like the weekly wrap up, and one random thing I wanted to shout out and hit. But before any of that, do you guys have anything random that you guys want to chat about?
I got nothing.
Okay. What about you, John? Anything that you want to chat about, like Braun Breaker losing to Sami Zayn?
Oh, man. I like, based off how the match was going, I knew it was gonna happen. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I had the thought a couple days ago. It's like, I need to start actually, like, when I think about stuff or notice something, I need to start noting it down.
Just send it to me.
Because I lost something, but I might come back around to it.
Okay. Well, let me hit a couple things then. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I am going to do a video soon on like 10 weird controllers in gaming history. Wanted to shout out a couple of them that just like are just super fascinating to me. Don't have anything to pull up here on the show for the video format. So, a couple of the most interesting ones. So, first off, shout out to the Sega Dreamcast and just the interesting era that was. Like, shout out to Zach. Zach's got the keyboard. That's cool. Speaking of Zach, I saw another keyboard at another local store for us. I almost bought it. Almost bought it.
I mean, it's cheap.
But like the base controller's weird. You have the keyboard, which is just interesting because it comes with, it's a Dreamcast plug-in. There was a fishing rod. Didn't know that, but that was cool. But the most interesting one is they have maracas. That's a controller. Yes.
What was the maracas for?
Samba de Amigo, I think it was the game. It's a rhythm game.
That was on Dreamcast?
Yeah, it's a rhythm game, and they have maracas that you can buy and play with it. It's awesome.
I didn't realize that was on the Dreamcast. I knew it was on I forgot what I've seen it on, but I know that series, yeah.
Yeah, no, like I saw the maracas, man. I'm like, what? Dreamcast is just a weird era, man. Like, it's so cool.
Hey. Dreamcast was great.
No, Dreamcast is awesome.
They tried
it's just
a
weird.
lot of things.
You know how weird Dreamcast is, Alex?
I
have a RPG game on the Dreamcast that was also on the GameCube.
Wow, really?
They were released at the same time.
Dang, okay, all right. No, Dreamcast is cool, man. I mean, they were very inventive. They did a lot of interesting things, and honestly, they kind of paved the way for other game consoles. Because, like, let's not forget, Dreamcast was the first actual home console that had a built-in way to connect to the internet and play on the internet. You know what I mean? They were the first.
Yeah.
People like to say, "Oh, Xbox." Xbox was the one. No, Xbox kind of revolutionized it, sure, but it was Dreamcast that was first. Like, let's not mix this up now.
Like, they had a lot of ideas that people were eventually ready for.
Yeah, exactly. But no, the maracas, very fascinating, super, super interesting. Another one that is just, it's a what the hell am I looking at thing. So I feel like this one is like the guy that made it. I forgot his name. It's like Robert something. Like, I feel like he just wanted this to disappear because, like, you can't find almost anything on this device on the internet. It's like it's been scrubbed from the internet. I found like 2 articles that referenced it. Okay, out of the 2 articles, only one of them had a picture of it. So there's only one picture I can find of it, and there's only a single video that I found of it that's from AP Archives from like 8 years ago of a video of an AP guy at E3 2005. It's a minute-long video of him getting in it, and this is a literal controller.
Getting in it?
Yes, getting in it. This is a controller. This is not a console. This is a controller. It's called the Dream Machine. The way that the creator described it is think of a joystick upside down and you're on the bottom of it. It's like a giant TP looking thing and you stand inside of it or sit inside of it and play the game and it's like you're in the game. So the AP guy, when he was in it, he was like playing like ATV off-road on like the PS2 or whatever. And he was like moving around with them as if he's... It's a weird device, man. The thing apparently sold for it came at retail for $1,700. So it's like, who's the hell's gonna buy that? But like, dude, like you can't find shit on this thing. Like, there's like a picture, a couple articles, and that one video, and that's it. It's a fascinating device, man. It's very, very fascinating. No, one of my favorite ones that I found, and I sent this to John. I never knew this was a thing. Is Zach? You've probably seen this, and I'm probably the only one who's never seen this. Is a Hori device of slime from Dragon Quest. That's a literal controller. Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love that thing.
Dude, that thing, I want it so bad. I want that so bad, man. Like, that thing looks so cool. I'm not a Dragon Quest guy, but I love slime. He's so cute. I want that controller. That controller looks awesome.
Slime's a hell of a business, man.
Oh, I know. We're not going to dive into that, though. I was also reminded going through, like, trying to find weird controllers, Xbox's, like, weird collabs they do, where they had the furry controllers for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, the blue and red furry. Yeah, there was furry controllers.
I never saw that.
You never did? Dude, you got to look it up. It's literally just fur on a controller. Like,
or did they just gut a Furby and throw a controller in it?
Yes, basically. Okay. And then they also had the Canadian Tuxedo controller, which is a denim controller. Xbox does some weird shit, man.
I was a PlayStation guy back then, so I didn't care about.
No, this is right now. This is right now.
Oh, this is right now.
Yeah, no, this is like current generation Xbox Series generation.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's have some fun with it.
Okay.
Yeah, the Canadian Tuxedo controller. It looks like overalls, and it's denim. The fill is denim, and then it was again Sonic the second Sonic movie. It was a red and blue furry controller. That was like a shag carpet, basically. Xbox is doing some weird shit, man.
I mean, they have nothing else going on, so why not?
Yeah.
No, I've jumped down.
That's what they have going on right now. Is they have controllers.
Yes,
that's about it.
Yeah, fact.
The design lab guys just have a weird search thing. They just hit random on a Google search.
Right. No, man, I found some weird shit today. A lot of interesting things. So I'm looking forward to doing a video on that soon. It's not going to be the weirdest ones ever, because I guarantee you, like, there's going to be some that I forget, or don't find or whatever. And I'm definitely not going to shout out some of the obvious ones, like, N64, pretty weird controller. I think we can all agree to that. The original PS3 controller that never got released. I'm not going to shout that one out. Stuff like that. I'm just gonna pick out 10 that just fascinate me the most, like the Dream Machine. I want to know more about this thing, but I can't find shit on it. Other than that, I do have. I want to shout this out just because I think it's always fun and interesting, especially since like we're still like a small channel and stuff. I want to shout out some comments for you guys from some recent video uploads that we had. Only one of them's negative. Only one's negative. The rest are positive. The rest are positive.
I was like, all right, we're gonna get public trashed.
No. Rest. Only one's negative. Just like, and I understand where the negative opinion's coming from. I just disagree with it, but teach their own. So the first one, and John, this one's for you, and I'm looking forward to hearing future updates. Is what I told this person. It was involving you playing Elden Ring for the first time.
I actually saw this one.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but it's fun once you find weapons and armor. Fall deaths, trying to jump from a cliff edge to something else, just barely missing it, then dying. And I responded to him, John has a history of falling off cliff edges, so I can't wait to hear about that in future updates.
The thing is, I've died so many times already playing that, just like in random fights against random little shitters running around across the game. The fall deaths are like I notice them less.
Right.
They don't stick out to me as much because it's usually
but they still happen.
Like, it's only happened a couple times so far.
Yeah,
but it's kind of been like, oh, let me see if I can make this. But other than that, it's kind of just been like they've been the least impactful deaths so far.
Right, but they're still there. They're still there. Next one's for you, Zach. It was from the biggest games for the rest of 2024. Brian here says, I'm with Zach here. Play the games you love regardless of cost, hype, Metacritic reviews, and popularity. I know it's not the sexy for YouTube content, but there it is. I want the argument to be known, I was not shitting on you for Lollipop. It just caught me off guard. It's not what I expected to hear come out of your mouth. I respect it.
I don't off it, but I do mention it.
Like me over here, though, as soon as you put that on the list and I knew he'd be looking down it, being like, oh, what do we have here? I knew his eyes would light up when he saw that.
Right. Yeah, see, that's just on me. It just caught me off guard, man. And then also shout out to this guy who completely is in the same opinion as we are when it came to that stupid Amazon Fire Xbox thing where everyone's just like, oh my God, they're shooting their brand in the foot, whatever. Where it's like this guy said, money is in subscription growth, not hardware. There are 230 million Prime members. Microsoft would be stupid not to do it. Thank you. You are awarded a trophy of common sense. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just not, man. Anyway, so then the negative comment, which, I mean, I can get where they're coming from, especially since they're a diehard fan of it, but I do respectfully disagree. So it was on the VR thing. They called our opinion on VR hogwash, which, I don't know, shout out to that, man. I appreciate you using a word like hogwash. People like you give VR a bad name. I've tried all the headsets and always come back to the PSVR 2 for its game quality. Even No Man's Sky is better on PSVR 2 with haptics and eye tracking. No other platform immerses you like this kit. Building a PC and getting a Quest for top quality games would cost a fortune to still not match the experience. PSVR 2 has over 200 games, most of which are excellent in just a year and a half. Plus, I can now plug it into PC. I mean, I get where he's coming from. He's defending VR. I mean, I get it, but
I thought our whole point with the PSVR 2 was I thought we said it would have been bigger if it was allowed to be on PC from the beginning.
So our whole take on it was, one, yes, what you just said, and two, it was a great piece of tech. We weren't shitting on the tech, honestly, the only negative thing
I don't even remember our take on the VR.
Literally,
I'm pretty sure at one point we also mentioned we could be partially wrong because none of us have really used it.
I think I get the crux of what they're saying.
I do too.
I mean, I get the comment.
I respect it. I responded to him. I said, "Hey, respect you, buddy. I get what you're saying. Thank you. Just thanks for stopping by and listening."
Yeah. I think their thing is more about, because we were saying we didn't we talked about not knowing big hitters in the library. Right. I think that's part of their big point. There is a good library of VR games for the PSVR 2. We're just not aware of it because we don't.
Because none of us are really big into VR.
See, my stance on that is I have no doubt that there's a lot of great games. My personal take, and I still think it's a valid take, as someone that is aggressively tapped into video game news, like my life depends on it, there's just not the game that's pushing everyone to go get it. You know what I mean? There's not the game where it's all of us are okay, yeah, I'm going to start looking to get a headset. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. It's we just haven't got to that point yet. Nothing wrong with that. We just haven't got there yet. Half-Life Alyx is the closest that we came.
I think our thing is we just need a VR person.
We do need a VR person on the show.
Yeah, none of us are the VR guy.
Hey Shadow, come join the show. You be our VR guy. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. He'll never stop by again, but thanks for stopping by. Anyway, you guys ready to start going through the weekly wrap up?
Might as well.
All right. So the first thing that I had, which is God of War related, just kind of curious John's thoughts on this. I thought this was interesting, man. The original God of War creator, David Jaffe, says basically Atreus is a terrible ass character. I hate this kid. But his full quote.
What the comment says.
It basically is. His full quote is, "I think Atreus is a terrible character at a visual level and play level. I like his function as the son of Kratos, but that guy need to be set up by the end of Ragnarok or in the middle of Ragnarok to be like, fuck, that dude is cool. I don't want to play that guy in Ragnarok." Didn't give us that. He also added that after 2018 God of War, Atreus became a character who is fundamentally no longer interesting. I was curious your take on this, John.
The thing is, I think I could be wrong. I think this is the same person who like wasn't happy with the direction they went with 2018 Kratos because he did not want him to be a redeeming character in any way. He wanted him to be maintained as like this angry gonna go out and kill everybody character, which I think most people would disagree with. We love the direction that it's gone.
Right.
I disagree with like having Atreus be the like fuck that dude's cool, I want to play that character. That's not what he's meant to be yet. I mean, if the game took him and put him 10, 15 years in the future, then yeah, you would want to have him set up that way, but that's not what the character was meant to be. The game 2018 was a redemption. It was kind of like the redemption of Kratos and learning how to be a father in that. We didn't need Atreus to be a badass by the end of that.
Right.
And then it's like in Ragnarok, I mean, I don't know about you, like I wasn't the most excited to play Atreus in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But for what it was and what we went through with it, I was perfectly happy with it.
Right.
It's like I liked where the character went during that period. Do I want to play him in the next game? Not necessarily, unless he's grown up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because where the character's at right now, there's not much you can do with him. He hasn't grown up. He doesn't have the experience.
Right.
He hasn't watched his father die.
It's like
it's coming. I feel it.
It's like, yeah, it's like if you want to time skip the character 5-10 years, and then suddenly he's got some more experience, more abilities to pull off of. Yeah, then hopefully at that point it's like, fuck yeah, I want to play that guy. But right now, I didn't have a problem with where he was at.
Mm-hmm. This makes sense from a character standpoint.
Yeah.
But no, you were right when it comes to what you said about like his opinion. Like it's weird because like he didn't like the direction they took Kratos, but then he also like praises Cory Barlog and what they did with 2018's game. It's just like, make up your mind. Which one do you mean? Do you like it or hate it?
Yeah. I mean, after 2018 God of War, I mean, I wasn't excited about Atreus. But by the end of Ragnarok, like the character, I mean, you spend some time with him, you go through some shit with him. So, I mean, it'd be kind of hard to not like the character by the end of that.
Right. No, I just thought it was an interesting set of comments. Wanted to shout that out. The next thing that I had. So we've got a new Bleach game on the way. Bleach Rebirth of Souls, coming for PS5, PS4, Xbox, and PC. This is going to be a 3D action fighting game. And I saw this and my first thought was, man, what era are we getting into where like we're getting games for animes that like normally don't get them? Like we have the Bleach game, there's a Hunter x Hunter game coming on the way that actually looks solid. Like we've entered a strange era for anime games.
You know what's funny? Just last week, the Bleach mobile game that's been on mobile for 7 years just came to Xbox.
I saw that too. Yeah. Nah, we're entering an interesting era for anime games, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, man. I want to get more than just Dragon Ball games or like Naruto game, whatever. Let's get some more shit. Like you got the One Piece games coming out every so often, Then you have like whatever's going on with the kind of crappy My Hero games, and then that dumpster fire that was the JJK game that's like got like a 48 on Metacritic this year. But I'm here for it.
I think the thing is there's more like. Because previously, it's usually just the same like arena fighter.
Yeah, it's always arena fighters.
That's always been there. There's been more experimentation, more genres of the games coming out in the past few years, to where it's probably easier to convince someone to be like, "Hey, let's make something with this."
Right.
Yeah.
And then they can point at it and go, "We have options. Which one do you like? Which one do you want us to use for your game?"
Right. Exactly. Honestly, I'm still looking forward to the Jump MOBA, even though it looks like every other MOBA in existence with the same general skins. But I just like MOBAs and I like anime, so that looks fun to me. Honestly, like I said originally when like we had like a new trailer in the first trailer, honestly, the only reason I'm actually excited for that is the fact that we're acknowledging like less popular series, you know what I mean, that are still popular, but like it's not literally just, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, going back to some classics like Yu Hakusho and Saint Seiya and stuff. Like, dude, like Undead Unluck's in there, Mashl's in there. Like that's cool. Like, we're showing off some other series, some newer, younger series, So I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to that. Next thing I've got is Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 is coming to the West early 2025. I also saw that the creator of all the Trails games said that as of now, the Trails story is about like, I think he said like 60% complete. I might be wrong on that number. I just saw that while you guys were going through, I think I got it right here. 60 to 70% finished as of Daybreak's completion. That's where they're at for the Trails series.
Huh. So another 700-800 hours, 1,000 hours maybe.
Yep.
He saw what was going on with One Piece and went, I can do that in video games.
Basically, that's the same vibe that I've got, man. I don't know. Shout out to that. Next up, Square and Tencent are apparently reporting a mobile version of Final Fantasy XIV.
No.
That should be interesting.
I don't know how a phone would be able to handle all the effects that happen during like a dungeon or a raid.
Tencent can figure it out, man.
I don't see that going well necessarily, but
I mean, if Square Enix is backing it, they feel like there's some form to do it.
Yeah, they got to think there's a way to make it work, That's gonna be interesting. It's gonna obviously be a very dumbed down game. Clearly, it's a mobile game, but I don't know, man. That's gonna be super fascinating if they manage to make that work. It's probably gonna be on its own servers. I can't see it being crossed, but I don't know. Maybe it will be. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be interesting.
No, it would be that thing of like you would have all the PC players see the phone icon and they go, no, we gotta leave.
Yeah, it's like now we're out. I'm not dealing with this. I'm done.
Imagine going into a dungeon and your healer's on phone.
Right? Oh my god, that would be So you're right. They're gonna be on their own servers. Oh geez. Let's see. Next up, per report, apparently the Horizon TV series is no longer moving forward at Netflix due to alleged toxic bullying and manipulative behavior from the Umbrella Academy showrunner Steve Blackman, who is running the Horizon TV series. So, unfortunate to hear if that's all true. But at least the Horizon TV series may not be dead completely. Just move it off to someone else. Honestly, just give it to Prime. Prime's been knocking shit out of the park with adaptations.
Prime's been golden.
Yeah, Prime's been golden besides The Boys season 4 episode 6. That was something. But anyway, Prime's been solid with their app. Just pass Horizon off to Prime. I think God of War is going at Prime, right? I think
it would make sense.
Like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Prime was the one that got God of War. So I'm here for it. Give them to Prime. I was curious on Zach's thoughts on this one. Apparently, Exoprimal is going extinct. They're no longer going to be doing content for it going forward.
Yeah, I saw an article about that this week whenever it was announced. I went, it's sad. I'm not surprised.
Right. I
enjoyed it while it was a thing and lasted. I personally think the way they actually set it up as a live service was actually very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I probably play more the games that sort of progress sort of the gameplay story mix like it did, but it was a novel thing. I very much didn't see it was going to last forever.
Right. It had its window of opportunity. Some people enjoyed it, some people never gave it a shot, unfortunately. But now it's set to go extinct, which is very unfortunate. Yep. I wonder if this is gonna can any possibility of Dino Crisis actually coming back. That's what people wanted to begin with this game. When they saw it, it's like, oh, is this Dino Crisis? Oh, nope, never mind, it's not.
I wouldn't think so, because if they did actual Dino Crisis, it would be not live service.
Yeah, true. That's true. Let's see. Next up, a new GBA game has just released, boys.
I
Keen.
saw this article too.
Yeah, it's called Keen. It's been delayed for 20 years, basically. The game finally released for GBA. You can buy it online right now. $60 comes with the box, the cartridge, everything of the sort. So if you are an avid collector of any capacity, this is a good one to check out, maybe to add to your collection. Same thing just happened. Oh, God, I think it was just earlier this year, end of last year. We had the long delayed and rebooted and canceled and then rebooted again Shantae game. That was supposed to come out on GBA, and it just released recently with limited run, I believe. So 2 new GBA games within the last calendar year, within the last 12 months, is honestly wild in 2024 and 2023.
I'll be honest, I saw this article and I went, I want to buy this now.
See, that was how I feel. Like, I'm not going to play it, but it's just like a new GBA game in 2024. That's just interesting, man. Like, it makes me want to buy it.
I'm on the website right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're curious, aren't you? Because you know that's going to be a collector's piece. So I don't know. I think that's really interesting, man. I think it's worth a look if you're a collector, if you're a handheld collector specifically, or just a game collector in general. I think this is worth a look, even if you're not super interested in the game. Last piece of news I've got is the original dev team of LA Noire is working on a new game called Souden House, a psychological thriller set in 1940s LA. I'm ready for it. If this is all per report. This is all per reports, and I'm totally here for it if it's true. Because I love LA Noire. I love what they did with it. I'm bummed that we never got anything else like that from them. I'm looking forward to something new from that team, especially a psychological thriller. I'm here for that. Looking forward to that one. That was all I had for news. Do you guys have anything?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I take that back. Hey, John, log into Zenless. We all got a free polychromes for a 10 roll.
Nice.
For hitting over 50,000 downloads.
Nice. All right. Well, the last thing is Gamestead Game of the Week. I can't remember. Is it my week or John's week?
It's John's week because I did last week.
Okay. All right, John. Gamestead Game of the Week. Fire it from the hip. What you got?
Oh.
John's like, I was not prepared. I thought it was my week. I couldn't remember. I was like, it's one of ours. Whatever. I'll just shoot one from the hip.
Gamestetic Game of the Week. Celesta Crown of the Magister.
Here we go.
It is it's a CRPG based off of the Dungeons and Dragons 5e rule set. Its own story. There's at least one story DLC along with it that the base game's pretty fun to play. I think there's two DLCs because there's a separate story DLC and then a continuation DLC story. But yeah, it's based off the D&D 5e rule set. If you like D&D, it's a very good virtual representation of that rule set. It's been around for a few years. I think they're done making content for it now, so you could pick everything up in one big bundle probably. But very enjoyable game. I've played through it probably 6 or 7 times, maybe more than that, with just different character builds, trying new things out. But yeah, highly recommend.
All right, and that was Gamestead Game of the Week. Another one in the books, baby. All right, boys. I'm gonna hit the music. Music's been hit, so shout out your last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Let us know if you're playing Zenless or First Ascent, and First Descendant.
First Descendant.
And what your thoughts on them are.
Yeah, do everything he said and more. And if you like what you saw with us here, we do these live streams usually every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then if you want to see us.
And make sure to always check out our sponsors, Rogue Energy and AJ. You can use our referral links down below. Promo code Sparky3 over at Rogue Energy to get 10% off. But hey, we got the BOGO 50 going on right now, so don't even worry about the promo code. Just use the referral link, and you're going to be helping the brand. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.